right, give us 1 second. Testing. Testing. Hello. Testing.
Yeah, it's gotta be loud talk.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to go ahead and face the east. We're going to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning, to the bias who never doubt the house of David. This is Men of Valor Las Vegas Camp, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. You are the true children of Israel. Salvation belongeth unto you and you alone. All right? No other nation has the opportunity at salvation. It is only 1/3 of the nation of Israel who has been ordained, pre-selected by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right? But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and run this camp today. Hey, brothers have to make some travels, but through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, be edifying, uplifting unto the body.
Wisdom of Solomon 13:1. It says, surely vain are all men by nature, who are ignorant of the Most High.
Right. All men are vain by nature, not knowing Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Here it is, you're starting to see more than ever prophecy being fulfilled. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. You have the opportunity for salvation, but yet you want to cling onto the way of the world and not understanding that the word in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has his prophets on the scene. All right? Hey, so you can get out of that vain spirit. Okay? Hey, prophecy is happening. Okay? The time is now that you have to submit and commit yourself unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Mercy doors are still open.
Right.
Want to continue?
Yeah, you can start off from the beginning.
Back on Wisdom of Solomon 13:1 again says, surely vain are all men by nature, who are ignorant of the Most High, and could not out of the good things that are seen known him that is, neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster.
Right. Hey, out of all the marvels, out of everything they see, they still don't consider that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is the one that is doing this. That there is a higher power, all right, and that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai gives account. It gives a testimony of himself, all right. Gives you the testimony, the good news, the gospel to believe upon. Hey, that the world wasn't created by a Big Bang theory. It was that the world was created by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, all right, that he has set it up. Okay? Here's the account. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is giving the account and giving you the ability to understand. If you have the ears to hear and the eyes to see. All right? And Salaki, we're going to do some adjustments right quick as it's windy out here.
I was going to get a rock.
I don't know if you could.
Just got to get a little bit closer. That's it.
Right.
I can still grab a few rocks and spin them like right there.
Should be all right.
Can you see everything? Go,
Yeah.
go on that side?
He's within arm's reach.
Too bad there's no way to like lock the legs together.
No, but I'm just saying, you could. What about yours?
Yeah, you're good.
Once you get in, then maybe.
Just, yeah. Probably hear us a little bit too.
All right.
Be closer to each other.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, select
I'm
that.
gonna move your camera.
First,
Yeah, verse 2.
select. Verse 2 says, but deem neither fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars, or the violent water, or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world.
Right, and this is what people do. Hey, they believe on the creation more than the creator. All right? And this is a lot of Israel. All right? 2/3 of the nation of Israel, hey, fall subject to every way, wind, word, or doctrine. All right? Every fable. All right? But don't want to give acknowledgement and understand that Yahweh Shem Yahushai has created all things and has his prophets back on the scene today, hey, to prophesy. All right? 40 plus years has this word been going out. All right? I don't know, but it's all right. But 40 plus years, hey, has Yahweh Shem Yahushai been able, hey, and willing to put out his word. All right? So that you may have an opportunity at salvation. If you don't take the opportunity at salvation, you therefore can't receive salvation. Ultimately, yes, you are predestinated for it, but if you're not striving for it, how could you even be a candidate? Okay? Any brother got something?
Yeah, I got something. This is Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Right. Hey, here it is. That same spirit of prophecy has come back into the world. Come back into the world, hey, to herald in Yahweh Shem Yahushai and to give you an opportunity, a warning to all you nations. Warning for the salvation of the nation of Israel to accept it, to receive it, to hold on to it. All right? Hey, to study to show yourself approved. Sacrifice. All right? For the heathen nations that, hey, your time is at an end. Okay? Your time is at an end for your queendom. For all you other nations to be over the nation of Israel. Your punishment is due.
And it's funny that you're saying that because, yeah, it's funny that the brother is saying that because I just saw something in the chat where they're saying that the earth is going slower and they're adding 25 hours now for that. We know things are speeding up for the elect's sake, but they're making it seem like time is slowing down on their behalf.
Right. Hey, time is speeding up. Time is ultimately speeding up to slow down. You think Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to make the 1,000 years of your captivity, hey, super fast? All right? You think it's going to go in hyper speed? No, it's going to slow down. Take it easy. All right? We're going to enjoy that one day. All right? Because 1,000 years is a day to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? So that, hey, that recompense that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is about to bring over the four corners of the earth, all right, is going to be a very slow, righteous process. All right? Yeah, I feel like dropping them out here and shit.
No, they are everywhere.
Yeah, they are.
Because it was all over my backpack right after we got out here. But I had another But to what this brother was just talking about with that article he had seen, like last year, recently they just said that the earth was speeding up. So now they're claiming that it's going down,
And they're adding 25 hours now, so they're adding an extra hour.
A year ago or so, whenever the article that I've seen brothers do lessons on, said that the world was actually, rotating faster. Now they have something contradicting it. This is 2 Corinthians 4, and I'm gonna start at 1. The point is in verse 4. It says, "Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of the Most High deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of the Most High." And that's what the true prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai have been doing. All right, and giving you you know, the 100% truth of the Bible, you know, the correct doctrine, standing firmly, you know, and not you know, using this truth to beguile or to get worldly possessions, but just to give you, you know, prophecy and a clear warning, you know. It says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. All right, and you know, the Lord has sent this message. All right, the gospel throughout the four corners of the world. All right, and you know, it's been carried there. You know, so there's no reason that nobody hasn't heard of the Israelites. Nobody hasn't heard of the MOTB. All right, whether they heard a false preaching of it, whether they believe the false preaching of it, the truth has always been told to them. All right. Yeah, you just put this on there, honestly. But that ain't gonna stop it. It gotta go to the second corner.
No, we gotta have it.
Or get put down to the side. It's too much.
You gotta have it.
Unless you gonna hold it.
Yeah, you just don't have to hold it. It'll be at the foot right there.
But it's catching all the way from the top. Both ways. So
Use your body.
the wind just changed direction on it.
Use your body. There you
So-
go. We got it.
So yeah.
You're at 3.
In verse 4 it says, in whom the power of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. All right, so the majority of this world is you know, beguiled by the serpent, you know, which would be Esau, Edom in these times. All right, the devil, the adversary, all right, of Yahweh Shemel Shai's people, all right, which is, you know, the Israelites, the real Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, all right, but they've been deceived by the powers of this world, all right, as the brother was saying, you know, the man is subject to vanity, all right, just as the ideologies that they believe in, you know, and all these other idols that they've, you know, that they've committed idolatry with, all right, they actually have no power, just as Esau truly doesn't have no power except what the Most High allows them to do, all right. So that was the point I was trying to tie him back with Wisdom and Solomon, you know.
You got it, Josh.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 25, and it says, in the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction, and in the day of affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity. So, right now, as you can see, this affliction, day by day, it's getting worse and worse and worse and harder, and people are starting to like, damn, man, I really wish I could go back to the old days, like, you know, but at the same token, same time, it's like, people are so stressed out that they don't really think about, you know, those times anymore. Right now, they're just thinking about how to survive.
It hasn't gotten to where, you know, it's that bad yet.
Yeah, not yet.
So you still have a lot of people here in America, you know, putting off, you know, how bad it's going to get because it stresses them out too much. You know, everybody's seen that chick flipping out, you know, saying she can't, you know, she works all day, she's tired. Well, that's the most of, you know, of America.
Right.
All right, they work to have nothing. You know, to still be behind on bills.
Right.
To still not be able to afford, you know, the rising costs in groceries and gas. All right. And even though they put on these, you know, ceasefires and stuff, make it seem like they got the situation under control, ultimately is you know, gonna come to that time where, hey, they just gonna have to say that we ain't got this under control.
Mm-hmm.
So when everything's going smooth, think about the hard times that were once upon you. People don't realize that hey, we've been in a depression for damn near about 10 years.
Right.
You know,
Been recessionally depressed.
Those stats were going out, you know, pre C19.
Yeah.
That hey, the cost of what you income to inflation ratio been all messed up. All right, but so when things going good, you don't think about how bad it could get, or you don't want to think about how bad it could get, and then vice versa, as the brother just read.
And Sirach 11:26, it says, "For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways."
It's an easy thing. Yahweh Shem Yahushua said, hey, he's gonna give unto you a reward unto your ways. All right? Hey, let the righteous be righteous still, let the wicked be wicked. All right? So you will get exactly what you deserve. Yahweh Shem Yahushua will not detour from your reward. Okay? Your reward is going to be all righteousness unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua for your deeds and your doing. All right? I got one right here. Book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 21, and it reads, "Folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom." All right? And this is exactly what people sit in. They sit in that folly. All right? They believe everything is going to be okay because they have been taught and told a lie for so long. They have seen America rise from the ashes in a way. All right? You had the Great Depression. All right, you had World War I, World War II. The only time that the Americans, so-called, didn't feel so proudful and so prideful, hey, was Vietnam, okay? And ultimately, hey, they got out of Vietnam because the people were like, we shouldn't be there, all right? And it was a losing battle. But all it was really is you can look at it as no different than population control, okay? Because here they had to account for what? A baby boomer generation. The biggest generation yet. All right? Let me finish it. I'll finish this off. "But a man of understanding walketh uprightly." All right? To understand the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is to have knowledge, wisdom, fear in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Is to understand that salvation belongeth unto the nation of Israel, all right, starting with the 144,000 elect men, all right, then the multitude of the men, women, and children who believe upon their testimony. Understanding that there is a standard to live by. It is not by the standard of yourself, but the standard of this world, all right, but it is that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has ordained, okay, judgments, gifts, blessing, and reward are all given by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, you got it, Darash, if you have more on that.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 27, and it says, "The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure, and in his end his deed shall be discovered."
Yeah, you're gonna find out, especially in that hour of temptation, because that's gonna be the ultimate, the heat's gonna get turned up. It's gonna be the ultimate refining period, and you're gonna really see, what you're about. That's gonna be the separation between who the elect are and who the wicked are. Because if you fall short in that day, in faith, you're gonna be included with the lot, of here in America, the 2/3, but around the world, a wicked Israelite, right? Because if you succumb to this devil's, plan, all right, and NWO, all right, and the Most High is gonna cast you away from His people on this side.
Good for me, for I never knew. Roughly paraphrase the scripture. All All right? Never knowing the will and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai puts you in a bad case.
All right, you ain't believe on the deliverance. All right, and then that's what you know, and a brother was just, I believe it was a brother from DMV. He was actually going into how, you know, this devil is pretty much, he's gonna make it so bad, and what he's counting on is that he makes you feel, you know, feel the pinch so bad that the MOTB is the only way out.
Right?
He's gonna make it appear to seem that the only way to get relief, you know, and to truly you know, survive, is to take that Z hit.
And that's why exactly Yahweh Bashim Yahushai said, hey, take no thoughts, take no care for this life. All right? Don't put off the weak nature. The things in this life, the comforts in this life, hey, are contrary to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Whether it's whether it's bread or water, and if it's not the bread or water of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, it's defiled. All right? That's why Yahweh Bashim Yahushai said, hey, man shall not live by bread alone. All right? You shouldn't worry about what you're going to eat, because Yahweh Bashim Yahushai said you will eat. All right? Just do what I tell you to do. Walk in the way that I tell you to walk, and I will provide for you. No, you don't need to eat all the time, but you will eat in the time that is designated for you to eat. What you eat all the time is this word, these scriptures. Let this fill your belly up. All right? Let this quench your thirst. All right?
Come on,
Yep.
I don't know if you had a moment or something.
He's holding Ezekiel.
And can a brother grab that take no thought of what? No. See I gotta type it in the phone I can't word it in my head right now. But this is Ecclesiastes 10 in verse 5. It says, "There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceedeth from the ruler." And the man in charge right now, you know, the president, you know, modern day Pharaoh, modern day Caesar, you know, he's been pushing forth an error, all right, through his rulership, deceit. There's holes in his game plan, and now, you know, with the Lord exposing them, he's showing you know that it's creating a breach for these other nations to attack. You know, main case in point, the Frankenstein files, all right, as being wonderful.
Hey, that's this whole play. That's this whole play. Why the devil did, why this devil, escalated. We understand it was Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, but this devil escalated. The Frankenstein files. All right, so he could try to escape. All right, there's no escape from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
30.
It's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai ain't revealing this devil's nakedness, putting his shame in plain sight for all to see.
This was the point I was trying to get to. Verse 6 says, "Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place." You know, and here in Babylon, you know, just as, you know, we was talking about that hour that's going to be so strenuous on the people. All right, those times, especially, you know, the time of Jacob's trouble, but also when you know, this younger, you know, December, see when these YNs start getting sent, you know, out to out to West Asia. All right, so hey, they about to crash out because they stuck in a folly mindset. You know, you have that whole what they now, like Generation X or Z?
Generation Z.
Gen Z.
Yep.
they in that whole stream, stream life. They stuck on the web.
Right.
Watching another person live their life the whole time, trying to, mimic them, because that's where they've seen success come from.
Right.
And all that is folly. You had, they just be doing a bunch of folly on that.
Talk about Dr. Dre.
These Kai Senate, C-Nuts, and iShow Speeds. But all they little mini-me's. That's a big thing advantage. So they're not even thinking about, if they're gonna have to go to war. We seen the brother was watching something, the other day, about how these the younger generation just not with going to war.
Right.
They honestly don't think that they're gonna have to.
Shit.
Yeah, they all over the fucking place, bro.
They're finding out ways how not to go.
Right, they trying to.
You can't take a felon.
Right.
They trying to do that, but then all that's gonna change.
Yeah. Hey, because
they do put prisoners in wars,
They put them in the front.
just like they do in the when they have those big ass wildfires in California. The people that they have people in prison that go out on the and they put them on the front line.
Yeah.
Pretty much where you damn near about to get burnt up.
Hey, whether I need you as a medic, all right, to go and retrieve somebody, whether I need you as the water boy,
They just gonna give you a fire blanket, and that's about it. But they gonna put you right damn near in the first wave of heat.
right? Hey.
And they got you to sign up so you can get a little bit of fresh air.
Yeah, because it's honestly, you have to know and understand that even if you're a prisoner, you become property.
Yeah.
All right.
And then also you had in the Civil War, you had which were slaves fighting.
Yeah.
So
if you want your freedom, hey, do this. If you want your freedom, if you want to be able to be back free, you're going to have to do this.
and what replaced slavery was prison.
Right.
Prison the prison system. That pretty much replaced slavery. And then so as you see movies like Life and things of that nature, that's how they got away with it. And then they were profiling.
Right, and gave way to the stock market. Right. Hey, industrial prison complexes, big money.
Yep, Starbucks, McDonald's, all these fast food chains are paying, not even pennies to the dollar to get they
Products.
They products made. Automobile companies.
Yep.
Hey,
it's all a big work program.
Get their uniforms done.
Yep.
Free labor.
All right. Hey, the difference between America and China just tells you what it is. All right. They tell you what it is. They say, hey, we have so many people. This is what they do. You gonna make this, and you gonna do it efficiently. You gonna make the best shoe ever, and then you gonna make a knockoff of that shoe too.
Yeah, but y'all get mad at Moab because he got a little ling ling and in there, with carpal tunnel by the age of 6. Right, working in the sweatshops, but you ain't doing no better.
Right, you just masking it and hide it under policy. All right, that's all this place is. It's just a mask and a front for righteousness. All right, but it's still really wickedness. Okay.
That's why you're gonna run to vain idols in that time.
Right.
You're gonna run to idols and the shadow of Egypt. All right, but you're gonna run to things that truly ain't really gonna work out for you.
Right, and in truth and honesty, the only way that you're going to be able to escape is submitting and committing yourself unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai, coming unto this ministry. You see, you can't take a man of the ministry of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It doesn't work. A true man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, it will not work.
Yeah, what's that? No enchantments against Jacob. And hey, this devil, is the one in power. All right, these devils in power are, you know, high level witches and warlocks.
Yep.
All right, and they have, you know, power on the left hand side, but they are. It says that in Isaiah the 47th chapter. You know, you know, stand with thine enchantments. Because even though the Lord is striking them down, they still going out and they are, you know, still masking and have a veil over, you know, the majority of the people.
Right. Because, hey, what did Yahweh Shem Shai say? Hey, who will stand for me in that day? All right? Standing for Yahweh Shem Shai is committing yourself and submitting yourself and saying, look, I don't give a damn what you said. This is what my power said. This is what Yahweh Shem Shai said. And whatever consequences may be, then they're going to be.
Yeah, that circles back to faith.
Yep.
You know, not believing in the things that you see, but the evidence of them, you know, which that evidence is going to be the deliverance.
Right.
And he's delivered us in times before and has promised us deliverance in these times. And that's what you have to believe on.
Right.
You have to be that, it's like you have to believe on that promise of deliverance.
How could you put your faith in something that is not profitable?
Yeah. It's say, you know, the people perish where with no vision. You know, where there is no vision, the people perish. All right. The vision is in the scriptures. All right.
They don't have a clear purpose.
Yeah. The vision is prophecy.
Yep.
Before you grab that, yeah.
Want me to go 31 all the way down 34?
I think 31 and 32 is.
31?
Yeah. You can read down though. Yeah. You're right.
This Matthew 6 and 31 says, therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or wherewith all shall we be clothed?
Right, because the devil got it for you. You know, Esau, you know, hey, he waiting there with the syringe, right?
Right.
He gonna be waiting for you. You hungry yet?
Right.
You know, wherever you might be. You gonna see the lines, you know, to get food this way, and then it's gonna have, you know, one line with the people already hipped up, and the other one to go get it to get in the other line.
Right. Now go get your goods. Get your goods for a time being.
One-stop shop. It's still the famine's still gonna override that.
Right. But here it is. Hey, in Jake's mind, a little bread is better than no bread.
Yeah, and just like they deceived you with that icky vicky, right? You see how quick shit changed? That's how quick it's not gonna make a fucking difference.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
You gonna sell your soul, you know, and worship the you know, the beast system, and immediately after that they gonna, you know, it may last a week, it may last a month, it may last a year, Lord willing not, but it's not gonna be very long afterwards. They're gonna say we ain't got nothing else for you.
Right. Hey, and then watch you pine away.
Yeah.
All right? Hey, because even though this is a time of evil, Yahweh Shem Shai said there are even greater evils.
Yeah, my pockets is tapped out.
All right?
That was the last piece of rice.
Hey, now it's make sure. Now we got to go beyond meat. Right?
Yeah.
Now we got to go beyond all this shit that they're this right roach milk.
Yeah, if you donate yourself, you know, just saying hypothetically, we'll let your family be the first ones to give them a whole leg.
Right.
You know?
Hey, all it takes is one sale. All right, and we can grow from that. We'll make sure that they're going to eat. All right. How do you know? How do you know they're even going to eat? And why would you want them to? All right? Hey, Yahweh Shem Shai said, this place is not your rest, Jake. You got to give it up.
Yeah, that's why you ultimately got to know, like, we're going to get into it. Let him read that.
Verse 32 says, for after all these things do the Gentiles seek. For you, Heavenly Father, knoweth that ye have need of all these things.
Right, Yahweh Shem Yahushai knows what we're in need of. He knows we're in need of him. He knows we're, the creature and his faithful are crying and groaning for him. All right? We need to come back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We need salvation. We need to continue in the faith. That's why we pray that Yahweh Shem Yahushai takes his faith not from us. All right?
And that shows you that the Gentiles don't have faith. You know, these other nations, you know, they trust in carnality.
Yep.
All right, they trust in what is in front of them. All right, that's why they're likened unto beasts and not you know, sons of God.
Right, because what is faith? Believing without seeing.
Right, and there's evidence of, you know, the Lord feeding his remnant. You know, with heaven from manna.
Manna from heaven.
Yeah. Yeah, almost took you off. With manna from heaven, all right, and in various ways. You know, he fed prophets when in times of famine.
Right, he fed the multitude. Yeah. Right, he fed men. He fed 500 men, or was it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2 fish, 5 loaves.
Yeah.
And 5 loaves.
He took less and made it
5,000 men, not including women and children. All right. Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he says, Yahweh Shem Yahushai says, these works that I do, you will do greater. All right, so understand that Yahweh Shem Yahushai gave the ability for the prophets and his elect of his nation to eat. Hey, in times where it was deemed that they weren't going to eat. And what did Yahweh Shem Yahushai say? Hey, the prophets, not only my prophets are going to eat, but the apostles said to Yahushai, send them away so that they could go get bread and they could basically go get something to eat before dark comes. And roughly paraphrasing scripture, Yahweh Shem Yahushai said what? Hey, give me those fish, give me those bread, and everybody's going to eat.
Everybody.
All right? Not only eat of this bread physically right here, but partaking of this word and supping with me.
Because it says that, you know, little sustains a man.
Yeah.
You know, but what was more filling than, you know, even though the Lord did provide and made more than what was there, but he made that last, and everybody ate till they was full.
And there was
More still.
more
Leftovers.
Right.
The
So-
scriptures also say that man shall not live by bread alone, but by the word.
Right, and that's also the point, that, you know, the word was really sustaining that.
Yep. It was filling. All right? It was the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai that fed everybody. Okay? Not just the physical substance that was there again, hey, showing a miracle and showing faith unto the miracle.
They were able to.
They had to believe. Everybody there was a believer of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Everybody was a believer in the mercy and the grace and the fear and the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? That's what it took. Hey, to walk in the path of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It took that fear and faith in him. Everybody was searching for a miracle. And everybody got a miracle that day. Now, whether they stayed or not, all right, hey, that's another thing to be said.
Verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Right. Everything's going to be added unto you if you seek first the kingdom. You know, seek first. You got to know how you're gonna be delivered, all right? And how we gonna get into the kingdom? You know, and how this deliverance is going to actually play out. You know, really knowing both sides. that it is going to come to a point where you think that the only option is this. But how solidified in the faith, how, you know, solidified are you with the scriptures, knowing that, you know, hey, the deliverance right around the corner.
Hey,
They always show that meme with the miner getting to the gold, and one dude stopped right at the last rock, you know, and then the other dude, he pushed past that last rock. Oh no, it showed the miner stopping at the last rock, and then right behind the last rock is all the gold. You know,
yeah.
that's what it's gonna be.
Hey,
You get to how long you willing to hold out.
this is it. This is the goal. This is the goal. All right? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is in the refining process of the goal. He's refining us. Right? The process, hey, is almost complete. Adawana Ratazah, we be those men. All right? But like the brother just said, hey, you got to keep pushing forward. You got to keep going. They have, there's elements in the earth, all right, what they call fool's gold. All right, you have to go here in Vegas to really get to the bedrock. You have to go through caliche, all right, which is harder than marble. It has to be blown with dynamite, all right? It's a calcified substance that has to be blown with dynamite so that you can continue to build and lay a proper foundation. You can't lay your foundation on the caliche, all right? Even as hard as it is.
Verse 34. Take therefore to thought for tomorrow.
Yeah.
No
Read that
thought,
again.
so I got to read it again. Matthew 6:34. Take therefore no thought for tomorrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Hold on.
Sufficient.
Sufficient unto the days is the evil thereof.
Right, sufficient to the days, the evil thereof. So don't think about what you're going to do tomorrow. Hey, as Elder Malcolm always says, if you want to make the Most High laugh, tell him what you're going to do tomorrow. All right? You have a hope of what maybe an inkling of what you think you're going to do tomorrow. All right? But it's Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's will if you get to tomorrow.
And because the evil that you're surrounded with today is enough, you know, for you to deal with.
Right.
What's at hand is what you need to be. Like they say, you can't worry about yesterday. You can't worry about tomorrow. You got to be worried about what's going on right
In the
now.
now. In the now. Be in the now, right? But what is now? What is tomorrow profit if you can't make it through now?
Right. And that's what is, you know, people gonna start living day by day. You know.
Hey,
And that's the mentality you really gotta have, is that the Lord, every you know, we don't know if we're gonna go to sleep tonight, and we don't know if we're gonna wake up in the morning.
that's why Yahweh Hashem Yahushai said, hey, eat your daily bread. All right? You get your daily bread, and that's why your wages, all right, get paid daily. Or supposed to. Supposed to get paid daily. All right? Because it was sufficient for that time that you worked that day.
Right,
Right.
because you don't know if you're gonna go to sleep tonight or if you're gonna wake up in the morning.
Yep.
You know, but we can't be too concerned about, oh, what I gotta do. Yeah, we plan, but you know, like,
The greatest plan of mice and men go right.
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 But you can't get caught up in that, because that's gonna fuck up your faith, really. You know, that'll get in the way of, you know, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's plan, because then you start living for those plans that you made.
You started living. It's sort of like your premeditated, like Israel did premeditated repentance. Your premeditated preparation is premeditated like that, and believing on that is like a premeditated sin.
Yeah, what does it say? How can a man understand his own way?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, man's goings are of the Lord. Yeah,
Let's get a couple more scriptures. to the
There's Ezekiel 3 and verse 17.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
But,
I'm a host.
This is Proverbs 19 and 19. A man of great wrath shall suffer punishment, for if thou deliver him, yet thou must do it again. So again, a man that's of great wrath shall suffer because he has no patience, he's impulsive, and then when he gets in trouble, you have to bail him out. And if he doesn't learn his lesson, you have to do it again. So that even goes into these 2/3 trying to save their master. Esau, like, look, Yahweh Shem Yahshai is literally turning these curses onto him. So why are you 2/3 Jake still trying to, like,
Save him.
yeah, trying to fight for him?
Yeah, you still trying to find a loophole in the doctrine that saves Whitey.
right. Hey, read that again.
Proverbs 19 and 19. A man of great wrath shall suffer punishment, for if thou deliver him, yet thou must do it again.
Look at DJ Trump. DJ Trump, you're seeing how he has to, hey, he goes and does this, and then he backs down. And then somebody has to talk him off the ledge and say, hey, if we do this, you can't do this. You've already done this, okay? You've already
Taco
done
Tuesday.
this. Taco Tuesday, all right? But you got to chill a little bit, all right? But he keeps on going back, all right? He keeps on going back because ultimately he's not in control, all right? He's just a puppet being pulled by the puppet master.
And it says here, verse 20, hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter
And
end.
we know he's not wise. Just like 2/3 of Jacob are not wise. They don't want to hear the counsel for the latter end. Here it is, the prophets are on the scene giving you the counsel for what's about to come and what you have to suffer to make it and to receive salvation. But you said, no, I got it better. No, I understand different. No, you can't help me. I can help me.
I'll figure it out when
I'll
that
figure it
happens.
out when it happens.
When it happens, I'll figure it out.
Right.
You know,
I've made it this far by myself.
or they think Jesus gonna come and to their aid.
Hey, because that's the smooth thing.
Hey, look, the people in your church is gonna be the ones that screw you over the worst
Yep.
In verse,
if they haven't already.
yeah. In verse 21 it says, there are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless the counsel of the Lord shall stand.
Right. Many devices in your heart, many things that can lead you astray. All right? But the counsel of the Lord, eating your daily bread, all right? Hey, clinging unto the ministry, fulfilling your lot, whatever lot that may be, a wife, a help, all right? Hey, a prophet, a teacher, all right? Whatever it is, fulfilling your lot to the best of your ability and asking Yahweh Shem Yahweh to keep you in your lot and to grow you in the lot that you were in. All right, to be more efficient. All right, to be that more bold in Yahweh Shem Yahweh, standing upon your watch and calling out the evils of this world in your due position, in your righteous position. All right, not saying women go out and teach. All right, and get on the highways and byways and call out the devil. No, it's not what we're saying. All right, but call out your position and call out the faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh to your sister. All right, to your children. Live after the way that is pleasing unto Yahweh Shem Yahweh. All right?
Yeah, you always that's the problem with Jake. They always trying to, even, from the women, but everybody, the position that the Most High gave them ain't enough.
Right.
If you're not right with the Spirit of the Lord, you're gonna be thinking, just as a regular brother, I'm not the camp head, or
King David.
I need a certain position when knowing that this is a prophet's life, it is the highest position. An Israelite, man, woman, or child, you in the upper echelon.
Right.
You know, where the Lord placed you is, you know, is more than enough. You know, when you compare it to the rest of the world, when you compare it to, hey, for the elect, that remnant compared to the whole nation, sands of the sea, that's way more than enough.
That's why Yahweh Shem Yahushua said the least will be greater than John the Baptist. The least Israelite man will be greater than John the Baptist, held to a high regard. Right? Whatever is given unto you is sufficient for you, as the brother said. Right? And know that the faith and the mercy and the grace of Yahweh Shem Yahushua keeps you.
Yeah, you notice how, like, you know, when you try too hard to get something, you know, they call them a try hard, you end up not getting what you was, because it wasn't meant for you. You don't really have the responsibility to have it. You know, when you know, and then those that are, you know, usually least expecting it, you know, to happen to them, or least expecting, like Moses, he didn't ask for his position,
Right.
but the Lord, you know, allotted him that position, and that's what it actually says that in Hebrews
I was
11.
about to say.
In Hebrews 11, it said that he chose rather to suffer with his people, all right, than go back to the riches. And he had a position of being Pharaoh's son. He had everything Ramses had. You know,
Hey, he was in a
second
way
in
favored
command.
over.
He was second in command next to Ramses. You know, but you know they call them tryhards, and that's people that never get what they try for. And then on the other side of that, you know, the people that don't, you know, try hard for things, and usually they come into it, you know. And you think about how, you know, the Lord said, you know, love not this life, love not the pleasures of this world, you know. And yet he's promised us that we're gonna get everything in the world,
Right.
you know. And he promised these, you know, transfer of riches, you know, but in the times of calamity, that we're gonna actually get, you know, substance. We're gonna have substance, you know. So that's just, you know, it's
The
on the
bird was
spirit,
agreeing. Sound like you were saying, right? He was talking.
right?
Yeah. Saying we're the higher epsilon. The bird was agreeing.
Oh
on
yeah,
that.
yeah, he was chirping.
Yeah. Like, right. You want to get grab?
It was a songbird.
Grab Ezekiel.
This Ezekiel 3 and verse 17 says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me.
Right. Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Salaki. Yahweh Shem Yahushua said, I've made you a watchman. All right. On the house of Israel. All right. Give them warning from me. Tell them that I'm coming. Tell them my laws, statutes, and commandments. Give them the fear and let them know that I'm done. I'm done with the bullshit. All right. Hey, tabs are about to be paid across everybody in this world.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody's about to pay their tab.
Yep.
All right. Hey, that judgment seat of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that's, hey, you're going to pay your tab. That's what that seat is. Hey, go see the man up front. All right? We are the servants in the restaurant serving you. But the bill is due over there. That's the man that collects. That's Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right? You're not going to get away and dine and dash. Okay? It's not going to be a dine and dash.
Yeah.
All right?
He says, When I say unto the wicked, they shall surely die, and thou givest him no, and thou givest him not warning, nor speaketh to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand.
So this is why you got the men out on the highways and byways. All right? Hey, go tell them. And if you don't tell them like I told you to go tell them, that's going to be on you. Yeah, they're going to suffer. They're going to perish and die. But I'm going to require more out of you.
Yeah.
That's more hell that you're going to have to deal with. All right? That's more calamity. Hey, that's the teeth of wild beasts. That's any and everything, a jabillion ways to die.
Yeah.
And he's got one for you.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean the suffering through that to get to that one isn't that much greater.
Because if you can't, if you can't get past vocab, and his little, army of troops, man, hey, that just exposes your camp, That exposes that you ain't got it. All right? That shouldn't be an issue. Really, you shouldn't deal with him in the first place.
Right.
But if you can't, put that weak ass doctrine down, hey, something wrong with your camp.
Hey, but just like Apostle Tahar says, hey, if you have an encounter with the vocab, hey, call the cops.
Right. But that's is the spirit that happened, and that vocab made him look bad. Even though that was some weak ass shit saying Esau is all the nations.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But it actually, what came out of that was people saying that, why they left that particular group, because they didn't have the truth.
Yeah.
And so that's exposure on them.
And hey,
they didn't have the 100% truth.
That's what Yahweh Shem Yahushai is doing. And that's what Apostle Tahar has said. Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Rakal, the elders. All right, hey, you hear this word going out, the 100% truth, and all these other camps who are not teaching the same doctrine, hey, are going to fall and are starting to fall.
Yep.
All right, hey, you've seen that through Sakari.
Or they gonna get it right.
All right, or are they gonna get it right?
You gonna have to, because that C,
Yeah, that's the
coming down
body.
the pipeline. So if you ain't teaching what the C hip is right, when it comes out, if you're not teaching it right by then, hey, your whole shit gonna crumble.
Right.
ISUPK gonna shatter.
Yep.
If they still saying you could take that.
I can see clearly now that the lie is gone.
Right.
Right.
Verse 20. And again, when a righteous man doth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because thou hast not given him warning, and he shall die in his sins, and his righteousness which he hath done shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at thou hand.
Hey, proving that you got to keep going in this thing. All right? You have to pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushai to protect you from those stumbling blocks as well. All right? This is why the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is important. You've ever been walking somewhere and hear a creak or hear a sound and just be like,
What the fuck?
yeah, you're supposed to have that type of fear. All right? You can't walk through this life carefree, thinking that you're good. You don't know what you did.
Yeah, but that's also that trumpet has to be blown with a certain sound.
Yeah.
You have to be mindful and cautious of what you do in this life and where you go.
Right?
And you ultimately you should pray before you leave your house and anoint yourself, but
Pray always.
Yeah, say you.
Continuous prayer. When you walk in prayer. All right? When you're thinking about praying, the prayer is already going up about the prayer that you've already said.
Yeah, pray without ceasing.
Pray without ceasing. All right? You're constantly, scripture should constantly be in your forefront of your mind, reference it to something, even if you're not speaking it out into the world. All right? There's a similitude in everything. There's a scripture in everything that you're looking at. Everything that you're doing, there's a scripture for it. All right?
Verse 21. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous man sin not, and he doth not sin, he should surely live, because he is warned. Also, they has delivered thy soul.
Right. Deliver your soul by doing the work and committing yourself unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Not standing around being idle, not having a lack of faith and lack of fear. Pray for more faith and pray for more fear each and every day. All right? The faith is a grain of mustard seed. You can pray for the same fear to grow. The fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushai needs to be relevant and prevalent in you. You can't believe that, nah, you know, I'm good. I've been doing this work for a while. You know, the Lord got me. You know, He's seen what I do. He's seen what I did a week ago. He's seen what I did 4 years ago. What have you done for me now and lately? All right? Yes, there's seasons and there's reasons. But the reason is to get back to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. To remain in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right? You got it. Start at 14. Yeah.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 14, and it says, "And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image of the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live." And that's talking about, and that beast that had the wound by a sword and did live was talking about ancient Rome. Okay, that was the Roman Empire back then. And how do we know that America is the Roman Empire all over again? You could read about the Treaty of Rome.
Right, everything's fashioned after the Roman Empire.
And you can look at the Senate, the courts, how it's all set up.
Hey, look at the architecture.
Yep.
Everything that is put here is relevant because, hey, they leave tokens behind, memorials, all right, to show you who they are.
And not only that, but if you look at what Rome did, conquering nearby lands and integrating into its own, America's doing the same thing.
Because there's nothing new under the sun. Go ahead, you got it.
Verse 15, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be deleted."
Right. If you don't bow down to this man's system, he said you're going to be canceled and deleted. If you don't take this MOTB, the CHIP, the RFID CHIP, all right, you will be canceled and deleted. All right, you will, not be able to maneuver and move in society as you do now. This devil is making a clear divide. You have all these other countries, amping this up, giving life and giving image and showing you. But the ultimate playground is here. The ultimate, the final level and the final show is here on Babylon the Great, aka Sodom and Gomorrah, aka Egypt, aka Rome 2.0, here on the shores of America. This is that final ground, all right? Both all small and great, rich and poor.
Verse 16, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a digital identification in their right hand or in their foreheads."
Right. Hey, you have to receive this man's system, an RFID CHIP, whether it's Neural Web, Neuralink, Blackstone, all right? Digital tattoo, it doesn't matter. To be linked into this man's system is to be linked into his queendom, to be linked in and under his rulership, to be servitude unto him. We can't be servants of anybody else. We are only servants of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. We are a nation directly programmed, designed, and made for him. Everything else that is that has been a part of the world, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to purge out of his nation. All right? Because it tried to take root and it can't. So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to give us that one thing that we desire again. Him. Righteousness. And being with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is being all those things. He said, "Be ye perfect as I am perfect." Perfection is in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So that's what we must stand on and stand in. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right?
Verse 17, "And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the digital identification or the name of the beast or the number of his name."
The MOTB.
It's more than a digital identification. Just read it without the say Charagma or
the RFID CHIP. The RFID CHIP.
Because digital identification is just, something that you can have digital ID on your phone.
Right.
But this is it's a CHIP. It's actually implantable.
the digital identification is
A part of it.
Part of it is the catalyst to it. It is just the information that is being stored and binded together ultimately to be put in the technology. So you have to implant it in your forehead or in your hand.
Or anywhere.
But
Or
yeah,
anywhere,
either
therefore.
either just say Karagma or just say Mark, because it don't matter.
Okay.
You know, you just got to make sure it's being said what
Alright.
it is, because that leave it open. You know.
Okay, I'll read it again. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. In verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636.
Right.
Yeah. Just like how like the CBDC, you know, the banking digital currency, you know, that ain't the MOTB.
Right.
Okay, but it's going to play a part in that system. You know, it's going to play a part of it.
It's all
See,
binded together.
yeah, and it's all going to be binded into one device that gets put inside of you, which Karagma just means to cut, insert, you know. So, you know, that's all these things ties into each other. You know, AI ties into it.
Right.
You know, AI, the monetary system, which would be the CBDC, which is gonna evolve into that, and you know, that RFID technology.
Right. Okay. So with that, we're going to go ahead and face the east. We're going to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, the great millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth, the 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children that's learning to the Bible should never die in the house of David. The next time, it's men of valor saying Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Fuck it.